What?
Back again. We're having so much fun here.
Quit asking me questions, Dave.
I
Dave
know.
tried to pre-interview me and almost ruined the whole thing. He was like getting all my life story.
And the interview's done. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having
Collin.
me. See you later, guys.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
ask
Good
Dave
guy.
if you want to know anything about me.
That's right. Hey, call me at 602-625-3074. But we're at Times Square Italian Restaurant, located at 13901 North 73rd Street in Scottsdale. This is a great restaurant.
Yeah.
Look at that garlic bread
smells
just
phenomenal.
in front of you.
Yeah, man. There's
look
wheat
what I
on the
got.
wall. There's wheat painted into the walls. And so it's not a gluten-free restaurant in that regard. You could lean on the wall and get gluten.
Oh, that's right.
They probably have gluten-free dishes.
You're absolutely right. But we are honored to have Collin Moulton. That rhymes, doesn't it?
I don't know. Collin Moulton?
Yeah, sort of.
Not really.
Okay.
Collin
Only in
Moulton?
your ears.
Yeah.
Only in your ears.
Oh,
Dave.
that's right. Collin
Did you
Moulton.
not read a lot of Dr. Seuss books
Yeah.
when you were growing up?
I didn't, actually. That explains why.
Why your rhyming is
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
But Rick Bronson's House of Comedy, you're there tonight.
I'm there
and
tonight
tomorrow.
and tomorrow night. Two shows
tonight.
tonight and one tomorrow. And the guys that are opening for me are super cool and funny, and it'll be a blast. Yeah, come on out.
This
Joy.
is going to be great. So tell
Sit
us,
back.
yeah, tell us about your background, when you started, when you thought you
Jeez,
knew you'd be a comedian.
Okay, so I didn't think I could just do it. So I loved comedy, and then when I was 7, my mom took me to a Steve Martin concert.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, she worked at the college, and he was playing the college. So this is in '78. I'm 46, so this is in '78. We went to a Steve Martin concert when I was a little kid, and I just was like, wow, that is the coolest thing ever. It was that Getting Small tour with the arrow through the head. And all that. Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and
That's cool.
and that guy was standing up there, and there's hundreds or 1,000. I don't know if there's 1,000 people or how many people, but I just remember thinking that is really cool. And so my inappropriate uncle gave me a Richard Pryor cassette. and
How
so
old were you again?
So I was 7, and so I was listening to Richard
Inappropriate
Pryor.
uncle
And
would
I didn't
be the
remember
word.
any of that, or I mean, I didn't understand any of it, but I just remembered the words. You know what I mean? And so I was like,
we can't say on
no, we can't. But I felt like I kind of understood what he meant behind the things I didn't understand. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Like you listen, you're like, oh, well, I don't get it, but I'm adapting my thought process to try to
Yeah.
figure out why that's funny.
It's like when I first saw Ron Jeremy. Yeah.
Right, same, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But as
I didn't know that could be done.
as yeah, he's gifted. So anyway, then went through life, lots of life. I was a mechanic and framed houses and did all
Really?
kinds of stuff. And then when I was in my late 20s, I was dating a girl, and her dad was a trombone player in Hollywood, played on Thriller and all that, and was like a famous session player and did a lot of movie scores and stuff. Well, his wife, my girlfriend's mom, and my girlfriend and I went to the Laugh Factory. And after the show, she goes, hey, all those guys up there, they do what you do. Where, like, I like them, I want to hang out with them, and that's why they're funny. Like, that's you. That's
Right.
why I think you're funny. You should just do that.
So you didn't realize
I
that
didn't
at the
realize
point.
you could. I didn't know you could go do that. I thought somebody had to anoint you. I thought, like, Richard Pryor had to come with a mic stand and tap your shoulders like a nut.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know, I didn't
You
know I
thought
could
you had
just
to
do
have
that.
like formal training and everything.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't know you could do. I didn't even think about it as a job.
So your
And
girlfriend is
my girlfriend's
at the
mom.
time.
She said,
was.
you
Okay.
should do that, and if you want to, I'll support you while you get
Wow.
going. If you get on stage as much as you can, because she knew art. Her husband's an artist.
Oh wow.
So she sort of was my benefactor for a little while, and then I got on the road, and off we went.
So how was it that first time? You remember the very first time? I'm not talking about the girlfriend, but the first
Oh,
time.
good. Okay.
Or the
I was
girlfriend's
going to
mom.
describe that. We can go back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go back to that after
Girlfriend's
hours.
mom. Thank you for that.
But the first time you performed on stage.
So it was the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
It was at the
Where
Laugh
was it?
Factory.
L.A.?
In L.A.
Yeah.
It was at the open mic they have there, and there's a guy there that's been there 25, 30 years or whatever at that point, and he was just the mainstay host guy. And Fraser Smith was a really nice dude. He's still down there, and
Wow.
he's an old radio guy actually, and super funny. But anyway, they ran that open mic, and I waited in line all day long. So this is how you do it at the Laugh Factory. You go stand there. I didn't know this was a scam, but this was a scam to make it look like people are standing in line for tickets. This is what Jamie used to do and still does on Tuesdays. You go stand in line all day long from 10 a.m. until 6.
And they pay you.
The first 20 people get signed up
Oh, really?
for the open mic.
Oh, okay.
So you have to hold your spot in line. So there's at least 20 people in line that whole day. And it's all people that have been doing open mics for 30 years and stuff. A lot of them,
wow.
but there's some up and comers that try it, and you get the gist after a while that like we're not going anywhere with this. So I did that open mic. I waited. 6 o'clock comes around. They sign us up. You get to go home and shower. Came back and did my set. And it was 3 minutes, and it went
3
by.
minutes, that's it?
Yeah. Well, that's all you need, man, when you're starting.
So how
Yeah.
did that work out? Good
Yeah.
reception?
Yeah, I got a good reception, but I don't know. You don't have perspective when you're new. Your head, you're so caught up in what's happening. It's like, it's like your adrenaline and all these different things just cloud not only your memory but your judgment. So like a lot of people that are new at comedy are like, I killed, but
Yeah.
they didn't kill. Yeah, we didn't kill. In the beginning, you don't do that. You don't connect the same way you do later. So I thought I did good, but good enough to continue.
So
Right.
What is your style of comedy, Collin? Like where do you get?
Yeah, storytelling,
experiences?
personal experiences, life. It's very quick. Punchline wise, it's quick. I try to keep them coming, but I develop bits. I'm always developing new stories and things like that. So there's some real intimate stories going on right now. I just lost my mom, so that was really no. She was 83, so it wasn't like she was fighting pit bulls in fire. She just died. But we
you got a routine about that.
Well, there's a big chunk about that, a story about what I did the day after, which was really funny, and so that story is very intimate and it's growing, and it's not as it. So, for example, my tried and true material, the stories I've been telling a little bit longer, they're punched up more. I found their funny spots, more consistent funny spots. But as you develop new material, there's this charm to it because you're drawing the audience in because you're not hammering them with punchlines, and they're listening to your story more. So there's a nice blend of that.
That is really cool. Now, so the first time, 3 minutes, and then when was that moment, that aha moment, like, hey, I can do this. I can do this for a living?
I think I was so luckily so narcissistic and egotistical that I thought I could do it right away.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
well,
I think it's like fighters. It's like MMA fighters. They can't think they're going to lose.
No.
They can't walk out there and think I can't do this.
Unless your name is Ronda Rousey on the last fight.
No, she didn't think she was going to lose. I
My
think she thought she was going to win that.
That was strange. Did you see that fight?
Absolutely.
I saw it too. I mean, she did not look even a shadow of her former self.
Well, okay, so here's what happens at MMA. And I compete in submission wrestling. I'm a purple belt. Now I'm under Pedro Sauer. I was under Hoyler for a number of years, Hoyler Gracie. And I've been around these guys a lot. And what I understand to be true is that when they get out, when you watch somebody, and this is proven, when you watch somebody that's amazing, you're like, that guy's going to dominate. He always dominates. And then he's up against somebody who has a different, more dynamic style, or somehow shuts down the other fighter's natural style or approach. It makes them look like an amateur.
Yeah.
It makes them look like they don't know what to do.
It did look like that.
So the problem comes in with the fighters that have been around longer is that they don't have as many different go-to styles that they're dynamic in. Yeah. They have one or two, maybe three, where they're really where they have a dynamic approach and can overwhelm somebody. But if those approaches don't work, then they look like they don't know what they're doing because they just look lost. So that's unfortunately she has a very specific type of style, and that got shut down. I mean, that boxer that Amanda Nunes,
she was pretty good.
Has such smooth movement and style. Yeah. And if you look at Ronda, she doesn't move her head as much, and she's fighting a boxer, so she's going to get knocked out. I mean, that's just. Yeah. I think going in, everybody kind of knew that was a possibility that she would get just dominated in that regard. But had she been able to clinch or approached it a little differently and brought it to the ground, she might have had. But even then, there's a dynamic striking thing that happens on your back. It happens against the cage. It happens in all different positions now because of the way MMA has advanced.
Yeah.
It happens from all different angles. So a woman, a fighter like Amanda Nunes is well versed in all those striking positions. So she's not just good at boxing on her feet.
Right.
And she's going to be good at boxing for the ground.
And she looked like she lost a lot of her confidence, obviously, because of the prior situation. But
I wonder about that. Yeah.
Swinging that around to you, Collin, have you ever had a situation on stage or in your career where you lost your confidence?
Check out Ed, bringing it back to comedy. What's up? This guy's got radio skills. David and I are like, let's talk about specific things that don't matter to comedy. All right, so have I lost confidence on stage or had my confidence rattled?
Yeah.
Are there things that happen? Absolutely. It's mainly, whether or not you show it is a big deal. Mm-hmm. But it's mainly now in my response. So like if I feel like an overwhelming emotion, okay, for example, lately we've had a couple of big tables of very intoxicated ladies' night parties.
Oh wow!
Yeah, where it's a bunch of girls and they're too wasted, and a bunch of women. What's that?
What is too wasted?
Too wasted? Well, Oh, okay, right. Yeah, well, depending on what you're wanting to achieve, right? So we're just wanting to have a good show. So everybody around has to be able to hear the comedy, can't be interrupted, and like the flow of things or whatever. Like I don't mind talking to the crowd, and I do that. I engage them. I love them. But when you're antagonistic and you're trying to run the conversation from a seat in the audience, it becomes really disruptive.
That's what happened. And if
it's happened twice this week. And the reason was, I think, is because just people are excited, they're having a good time, and they overdo it a little bit, and their friends don't know how to tell them that. Yeah. So like afterward, when I was raised by an alcoholic woman, so I have like damage. So to answer your question, Ed, that triggers me so strongly that when I see that stuff and there's a woman chiming in, "What are you drinking? Why don't you sing a song?" Like meanwhile people are enjoying the show, but she's just interrupting in these
sort of rude but intoxicated,
very necessary kind of spots where I let the laughter die down for a second, give people a breather. She'll just interrupt, right? That girl will always interrupt.
That sort of hurts your show.
It gives me a choice. Yeah. What am I going to do now? Am I going to tell her? Am I going to shut her down in a negative way and make her feel bad and ruin her night, or am I going to just let her know that's not appropriate? Like people around don't like that.
So how did you do it?
Both times I was a little heavy-handed initially, and then I backed off and let the audience kind of show her they didn't like that. They didn't like her doing that, and it worked both times. But the point is that like that right there is a spot for me where I can definitely make the wrong decision and just go at her full force and be like, just get out if you don't like, if you're gonna screw up everybody's night, get out of the showroom, which is like, that's no fun. No, I don't want anybody's night to get ruined. And the security, they'll come around and be like, hey, if you're gonna keep talking, we're gonna kick you out. So I don't want that to happen either. So I got to make them stop somehow without being rude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, confidence only really for me is in question when I'm reacting to antagonism. Yeah. Because it's a comedy show, man. It's a happy time. We're there having a good time. I'm helping you open your mind and find these ideas that I find funny. You're coming on my ride. So we're all there to have a good time. But if somebody's antagonistic, that's like polar opposite of the mood in the room. Yeah. So my reaction's critical.
I saw one of your skits. I believe it was the post office, the mail, the letter. Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, thanks, man.
No, I like that. I
don't give away
that's the whole objective, Dave.
Yeah, it was good.
It's supposed to be funny.
Yeah. I believe
Thanks,
you.
Man.
No, but
thank you, man.
No, it's very good. And wow, so you're gonna. So, what other things do you do? I mean, you said the submission wrestling, but you tour a lot. You used to tour.
Still tour. Yeah, I still tour a ton. I mean, I do tour. I definitely tour. So when I started, though, I was in a car and I was touring 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks at a time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, insane. And then over time you start to get better paying gigs, and you get better at what you're doing, and then managing your time on top of that, and I don't have to like leave for more than a few days at a time now.
Now here's something Greg
so I have
wanted
a lifestyle
to know.
too.
Greg wants to know this. He asked me.
I do.
Probably months ago.
Okay.
The girlfriend's mom. So
yeah.
got you started.
Oh, yeah.
Did you marry the girlfriend?
No, I didn't actually. She was into polyamorous behavior, so she wanted to be.
Okay.
You're familiar with it. Okay, so she wanted to have many men in her life that she wanted to experience a lot of people, and I was cool with that. I was like, okay. She goes, but you're my, you're my love relationship, my life relationship. I was like, okay, great, because we really did connect, and we tried that for a little while, but it was overwhelming.
That's rough.
It was too much, man. I couldn't do it. I got some.
Well, she said she wanted everyone in the room at the same time.
Yeah, and I had to be there and hold the camera.
Right.
Yeah. Did you get a call for that?
Yeah. I brought my camera.
As soon as Ed showed up, I'm like, that's it. I can't do this. I can't. I can't compete at this level.
Yeah. So you moved from L.A.
Yeah.
Now you're in Georgia.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it. We moved there for lifestyle reasons. I have a show that I do every month, once a month, on Tybee Island, Georgia. Do you know where that is?
No.
It's a resort, not resort, but like these little cool houses everybody has in this little beach community, and they rent them out, and it's this little island. And it's old. It's an old, all of Savannah is very old, but it's classic, like great history, and it's just amazing. But it's
so
beautiful.
You there a lot.
Yeah, there's a little jungle bar on that island that's super cool, Island Jungle Bar, and then the theater is this beautiful theater they've spent millions on, and people just jumped in and did this thing, and I'm in charge of their comedy once a month. So it's called Barefoot Comedy, and I have a website, barefootcomedy.com.
Oh, cool.
And we do I hire in a different headliner every month. And then we do an hour of stand-up, and then we do about 30 or 40 minutes of podcasting on the stage. And the audience is involved in the podcast.
Is that right?
Yeah, they interact. My daughter goes. It's a family-friendly show, and my daughter goes down with a microphone, and the audience asks us questions.
This is why you're so good on the radio.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Well, I've always liked radio, but
yeah, which is cool.
I don't know. I didn't know I was that good.
Great. What do you got for?
No, I'm actually, I spent some time in Georgia. We were talking about that earlier. And my next time over,
you were playing badminton there, I heard.
Yeah, no, I was playing with the
football.
The little football team they have over there. But yeah, I would love to come down and see the show in
that
Savannah.
Would be
yeah.
Man, there's a bunch of, and when he's talking about how beautiful Savannah is, it was probably between my first and second year there with the Falcons. We had a little charity basketball game down in Savannah.
Oh yeah.
And the downtown was just beautiful. They had like a lot of little
squares,
yeah.
They have 24 green space squares that have been there for 300 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Since the beginning.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It used to be 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, now there's 24. And those things are loaded with history, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I ate at a place called the Pink House with my wife, and we were sitting in there, and it used to be the first ever Southern Planters Bank. And when they read the Declaration of Independence south of the Mason-Dixon line, that's where they read it, on the porch of that building to the people in the square out front, the place where I was eating dinner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they read the
Nice.
Declaration of
Great
Independence for
history.
the first time ever in the South.
The food is amazing down there.
Is it?
We love our food, don't we, Dave?
Oh, we love it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you'll
But
like it. You'll like the food's.
I want to come down there, too.
Yeah,
that
it's
would be
super
fun.
good. It's cool. There's a place there. Oh, I'm forgetting the name of it. Grandma something's or whatever, but it's like a super cool. You just show up and they give you the food. You can't order.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You can't order.
You don't order. You just
What
walk
do they
up. They
give
give
you?
you this
And-
big Southern table full of food, and everybody eats.
What's the
Period.
What's the food?
Southern
comprised of?
food,
Southern food,
cooking,
Chicken and
table full of it.
And
You would like any of it. You would
Depends
love
on.
it.
Yeah, you're fine. You're covered.
What's it called? Potato dobbler. No.
Potato dabbler.
Yeah, what is a potato
Cobbler.
dabbler?
What, a potato
No,
gobbler?
He's
not
talking about
cobbler.
peach cobbler.
Oh, dumplings.
Potato dumpling.
Yeah,
Okay.
I knew I was close.
Dumplings.
Those dumplings.
I like to be doppled with potato. Do I get to wear my shorts?
Yeah.
Will you dopple me with potato? Yeah.
Grapes in the Roman days.
Right,
Yeah.
but now
I'm
it's
not
just
old.
mashed potato.
Yeah.
They just take spoonfuls of mashed potato and drop it on you.
I'm going to mash it on you.
Yeah.
You've heard oil wrestling. It's mashed potato.
Mashed potato wrestling. That's Dave's new sport.
You're not kidding.
Mashed potato wrestling
You
with
guys,
Dave.
that's it. You and Ed have to have a mashed potato wrestling contest
Oh, no,
on
no.
live on the air.
Oh.
That would be awesome.
Uh,
Oh yeah. No, that's a bet. That's a
And there'll be
football
some
bet.
gravy involved. And,
Dressed as sumo wrestlers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Dressed
think
in,
so.
in big cloth diapers. Yeah. Yeah. We got a ref right here, man.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. No,
Well,
we
so
are.
do you
next
guys
week.
ever bet on the opposite teams? What do you got going? Because I'm from Wisconsin, so originally,
are?
so I'm a Packers fan.
You're
with the Packers.
Yeah, I'm with the Packers.
Are you with the Packers,
I'm,
Ed?
I'm a former Falcon, but I think the Packers are going to pull this
Yeah.
one off.
Oh,
I
you
do.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
conflicted.
Yeah.
I think they're going all the way. You
Yeah?
do? I really think so.
This might be their year. It just
Yeah.
seems like something
Something different.
Yeah, it's just one of those, wow, they just really look
Do you think
good.
it's all based in the excitement of the moment? Usually, like they come together, they gel in that moment.
Well, what happens is because they were so down and out, I think at 4-6 at one point, they had to go on this run. And the playoffs are all about who's playing the best right now. It doesn't all regular season all be doggone. And you saw what happened with Dallas. They played great during the regular season.
And
they
then
ran into
fell
a team
apart.
that was playing hotter that afternoon. And I think the role that the Packers are on, it's just one of those ones, and it's not going to stop until the end of the last game. That's what I feel like.
You feel? See, the thing that's precarious to me as a fan, like I'm worried, is that it seems that they turn on under pressure. So if there's not pressure and somebody beats them in a sneakier way, I don't really see them turning on. Like
Well, I'll
you
tell
know
you
what I
this: at this time of the season, if this was a regular season game, I would say the possibility of that.
Just the fact that it is a playoff.
And I was fortunate enough. I played in the Super Bowl, which means I had to go through the stages.
You know that feeling.
With that, the tempo of the game and the desperation of the moment, because this is, you don't get another chance after this one.
Some of those guys are.
And quite honestly, what has happened with the Packers, they've been playing playoffs games for the last 7 or 8 weeks because at 4-6 they had to win out. Just to be in the position they were in. So every week for them was we either win or we're done.
Yeah,
and that's the kind of mentality they've had, since, like I said, week 10 of the season.
So you think that inertia carries you all the way through the Super Bowl? You don't think it's game by game, case by case?
It is a game by game because we all know they can come out there and lay an egg, but like I said, you get into that mode of desperation, and they know what's at stake, and it just, like I said, it just feeds you week after week after week. You continue to win, and you get to a point where we're on autopilot.
So you just said what's at stake, and then you lost Dave because he started thinking about steak.
He
just looked up into the ceiling.
I know.
He's actually still thinking of a smashed potato wrestling
I
match.
think Ed's done talking now.
I know.
You can come back, Dave.
No, I'm thinking about T-bone steak, although the chicken marsala behind me is outstanding. I gotta tell you.
That's got to be. That's torture,
I'm
man.
surprised you haven't jumped on that yet.
I'm not a bread eater.
Oh.
I'm a vegan, actually.
Oh, are you?
Was that crazy?
No,
yeah,
that's
you know what
cool.
that means?
Yeah.
That means it
All
does.
veggies.
Yeah,
All
means that I
veggies.
don't. I don't have any friends. That's what that means.
Oh, that's what it is. That's right. No, I know
There is a good vegan place down
there?
Scottsdale somewhere. I think like Scottsdale and
Good vegan
Greenway.
place. That's a weird.
Yeah.
That's a
It
weird
is, right?
sort of oxymoron.
Yeah.
Hey, so I have a friend who says, "Well, if you love animals so much, why don't you marry an animal?" And that's not why it is. It's not because of animals. It's actually, as a matter of fact, it's because of health. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like from what I understand, the data's in on this, but casein proteins affect whether or not cancer turns on in the human animal and all animals. So for me, I do it for that reason. But I have, like I said, some people who believe, and it's not animals. You know what I mean? Like animals had less to fear from me when I was eating them because I only had to kill one to eat for weeks. Now we're competing for the same garden. I got to kill all those varmints. If I see a rabbit looking at my carrots, I'll punt his whole family. I don't care. I'm an anti-animal vegan at heart. I'm going to make a shirt that says anti-animal vegans for the NRA. I don't want to kill them, but somebody's got it. Let's do this, Nugent. Get outside. Clear out my garden.
People got to get out there tonight to see you. You're hysterical.
Oh, thank you. I'm
No, I'm not
hysterical.
So your first show is at 7:30, right?
Yep, 7:30, and then the second one is after that.
Yeah.
I wanted to. Do you have a pregame warm
up
or?
Man. Not really. A lot of time I've learned that over time, if I have friends in town or whatever like that, and they're like, "Let's go. You can have dinner with the group, and then we're gonna go to your show." And I'm like, I don't want to do that because they're like, "That's the comedian we're gonna see," and they're like asking you questions and want you to perform kind of, and then you get to this show and now you got 2 more shows. You just did one at dinner. So I kind of just sort of lay low.
Okay.
I take it easy. Listen to. There's enough going on. I have. In the news, and then I have, Netflix and HBO Now, and I love that stuff, man. Watching cool shows on, on that, and I'm catching up on, things. Call my family, stuff like that. I just sort of lay low.
And so tonight and tomorrow, what's the show time tomorrow though? Sunday.
Sunday is I don't know.
No.
I should have looked at this. Can you look? Let's look it up.
Oh, there it is.
There
7
it is.
p.m.
Yes, it's
7
7
p.m.
I knew that. I
believe
just wanted
it?
you to see it.
Yeah, I see it right here. That is so cool.
7 p.m. Sunday. Yep.
That is fun.
So it's, the Sunday show is cool because it's kind of like a core group of people that, like, really for the last few days, it's been raining, so it's a core group anyway because it's the people that'll come out in the rain in Phoenix, which is a very small demographic.
very small. Oh, yeah.
All of Phoenix, it's like they woke up in the morning, looked out their blinds, and were like, it looks like glass.
What is this?
Is it sharp like glass?
Oh, yeah.
We have to stay in.
So, hey,
They're
that sounded
dangerous.
like, remember Paul Lynn? You almost sounded like
Little Paul Lynn in there?
A little bit.
All right.
That's
I guess
a long time
we
ago.
get influenced.
Not only that, when it rains out here, people think, "Oh, I want my car to slide," so they just go faster and faster.
Drive well.
Yeah.
They don't, do they? There's all kinds of weird spin outs.
It's scary. Yeah.
I was talking to my Uber driver, and he was up in arms about it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I just saw a lady spin her car. Look at it. And my friend of mine told me you guys have a stupid motorist law. Do you know about the stupid motorist law?
That makes sense.
You know what it is? It's
No.
if you drive into a gully or like a low road that's full of water and you float.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the city legally has to rescue you, and you legally have to pay for every penny of it. It's called the stupid motorist law.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Well,
I know there's driverless Uber people these days.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Is that legal? They're doing that already? Like
in
the Teslas?
Arizona, they're testing.
In Arizona, they are? Oh, okay.
The
I knew San
Tesla.
Francisco was,
I flipped
but
someone off the other day and nothing happened. There was no one there.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
You're lying,
I'm
right?
lying.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
it could happen.
It could happen, yeah, where you're flipping off a computer.
So
And then a drone fires at you. It's like
Yeah,
a
that's
cousin
right.
of the car.
right.
I know a lot of people get.
Darth Vader runs
Yeah.
the cars.
You're building material.
I guess so.
This is good. So wow, we're almost out of time.
No, no, Dave.
I know. The show's over at 4. Can you believe?
Oh, really? Are you serious?
No, but
Yeah.
this was a lot.
What time is it? You have
But
a
we
clock?
do want to remind people tonight.
358.
2 shows at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy.
Rick Bronson's
See
House of
Collin
Comedy.
Moulton.
Collin Moulton.
Yeah.
Live.
Hey, that's
Combo
good.
Live. 7:30 and some other time.
At 7 p.m. tomorrow.
At 7 p.m. on Sunday, the day of the Lord. Come on in and get their Lord Comedy. Lord Comedy. The Lord of Comedy. Worship at the altar of the Lord of Comedy on Sunday at 7 p.m.
Where do you go after this? After your House of Comedy.
After House County, I go home for a week, and then I have on the 29th I have my theater show, and then I'll be in at a college in Tennessee on the 1st or 2nd, and then
Cool.
and then New Bern, North Carolina, and then I play Wichita, Kansas. Going to Wichita, Kansas if you're out there.
Wow, you're
Wichita.
going everywhere. How do people get in touch with you? You have a website?
CollinLive.com, 2 L's. Go to CollinLive.com, go to BarefootComedy.com, or go to CollinsPods.com.
Well,
Have a blast with all that.
so much, Collin Moulton.
I love you, David. Whoa.
I'm not
Sorry.
doing
He's going to
that
join
was
you
Ed.
in mashed potato
I
wrestling.
love you, David.
Oh,
That was
there we
Ed,
go.
Ed, stop it.
There's my reputation.
Dave, I love
And
you.
we are at Times Square Italian
Dave, I love you
Restaurant,
so much.
located at 13901
I love you
North
so much,
73rd
David.
Street. This has been a great
Oh,
time.
David. I
Thank
know,
you so
David.
much. You are
I
hysterical.
can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, David. I love you.
We want to get you on again.
Stop it, Ed. So weird. You guys have a bromance going.
Yeah.
I love you, David.
So we want to get.
I'm going to put mashed potatoes on you.
Yeah, that's right. I lost the
With some
countdown.
gravy.
What is
10
the
seconds,
countdown?
we're out.
All right.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060 KDUS Tempe, Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix.